Just a quick retro one today. Two clips, both from the space shuttle era. One, a supposed scientific experiment. The other, an EVA. So let's have a look.
The award for the oddest looking LMS experiment goes to the torso rotation experiment. This investigation also measures how the vestibular apparatus, or our inner ear, adapts to the weightless environment. We also hope to...
Here we're seeing old school NASA pantomime artists do their thing here in supposed scientific demonstrations that cost millions and millions and millions to the US taxpayers, while at least 500,000 roam the streets homeless. And yet you've got these clowns being funded by the public doing this.
come up with a cause for this space motion sickness problem, which afflicts about half of all astronauts during the first 2 or 3 days of spaceflight. Here in the middeck, Jean-Jacques and I have just donned the equipment, which includes
These clowns are heroes to Globies. Globies love these people. Globe scientifically impossible, not an opinion, scientific fact. The only thing that can be cited as evidence is characters like this. Costs millions, looks ridiculous, is ridiculous. All these so-called demonstrations would have been sewn up years ago. And when I say years, in the 60s and 70s, not having to do these sort of robot dances with boxes on your head. It's just pure pantomime. It always has been, and it always will be for as long as you're gullible enough to believe this tosh.
barometer packages on the top of our head and also on our back, and we're performing a strange-looking dance, which is actually important to calibrate the equipment. Since it's the only experiment...
Look at the state of these fucking clowns. Oh, dear. And then we come to this EVA, again from the space shuttle era. Short clip, Globe believers, anyone on the fence, I want you to justify this footage. Do you actually believe this is real, what I'm about to show you in a second? And why? The globe is impossible, not an opinion, it's a fact. So why are your standards so low if you're going to agree that this is real? Why are your standards so low for acceptance of absolute tosh over demonstrable science that can be tested and verified by all? Please explain that to me. So let's have a look.
First EVA. Now we've jumped ahead several hours, obviously, because Takao and I are perched on foot restraints inside of the payload bay. Kevin and Steve...
Right, now we're coming up to the famous, what was known as the mannequin shot. But this next shot, ask yourself, is that really real?
Have piloted the orbiter up to within arm's reach of the satellite. And what we're doing is just observing it now. We're watching for its motion, for its speed.
Now this is the shot in question. There's supposedly him and his pal, I don't know what his name is, we'll call him Matey Boy, are on the back of the space shuttle, supposedly hurtling around a fucking scientifically impossible ball at 17,500 miles an hour, trying to capture this, I don't know, car battery satellite. It looks absolutely ridiculous because it is absolutely ridiculous. The globe is scientifically impossible anyway, but you look at the retro footage, it is fucking ridiculous. But please, I'm going to play the clip. If you believe this, justify this to me. The fact that this is your evidence and that you've got no demonstrable science.
For its direction, for the modes, getting ready to make the capture. Now, I have to remind everybody here that because everything looks so slowly, it doesn't mean that it is. We're still moving around the Earth at 17,500.
Thank you, mate. Let's come back again.
Up to within arm's reach of the satellite. And what we're doing is just observing it now. We're watching for its motion, for its speed, for its direction, for the modes, getting ready to make the...
Now, for the people that believe this, you are responsible for the mess that society is in right now because of your gullibility and your lack of discernment or any kind of logical thought. Because of people like yourself, society across this earth, all the people are in a bit of a fucking mess right now. You really need to fucking sort yourselves out. Large standing bodies of water do not have the ability to display convexity upon its surface. You can't have an air pressure system next to a vacuum without solid separation. And tower cranes and pendulums don't have the ability to be dead still and plumb whilst doing ludicrous speeds in all different directions. Scientific facts, tested and verified by all, which prove the globe here is scientifically impossible. And it turns out the only evidence are dudes with parcels on their heads doing robot dances and mannequin-like EVAs with oversized car batteries with scientifically impossible globe earths put in the background of this silly pantomime setup. Ridiculous.